It is my opening morning for turkey season. This is Wisconsin, Zone 2, Period C. So that would mean it's a Wednesday morning. Just starting to get light out here. Can't really see much in this camera, but in any case, out at a spot that y'all might have seen recently in another video of Dan's. His buddy and my buddy Dave's place in the blind that Dan had set up. Never had turkey hunted with Dave, deer hunted with him plenty of times. Just thinking about him on the way out here to the blind. The last time I was out here, but then the last time I actually saw him. Thinking about that, and that was actually, boy, it was August of, wow, it seems so long ago, but I think it was August 2021. I think we got COVID in the same spot. I made it out okay, and unfortunately Dave didn't, but I remember standing there talking to somebody, and I get shoved from the side, look over, and here's Dave with a little grin on his face and kept walking. That was probably we talked after that and whatnot as well, but that little impish grin and the way he smiled after shoving me was I think it was probably the last time. That's the certainly thing I remember seeing him in person, and man, I can't believe the way that all went down. I'm still frustrated about, quite frankly, the whole medical profession and everything that went down. Now that once I start thinking about it, I get pretty resentful. But it should be a good morning out here. I was expecting the turkeys to be in a certain spot, and I don't see them right now. Haven't heard anything gobble. Just saw one deer coming across when it was a little bit darker out. But I haven't heard anything yet. There's a little bit of wind. It's not too bad, but I'm surprised I haven't heard a single gobble yet. Other birds, some geese you might be able to hear sounding off in the background here. But no gobbles, but we'll see. Heard many a wise turkey hunter say, patience kills turkeys. So we'll see if that's true. We'll see if I have any patience for sitting in a blind. Haven't really done this before either, odd as it sounds. I'm usually walking into a spot, waiting for gobbles, or if I know something's there, going to that area, then starting to strike up a bird once he's active. So it's a little different than what I'm used to. Might be able to see decoys. Let me see if I can spin this around here. They didn't lay out quite like they did, like I thought they did when I laid them out in the pitch black. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I have to just wait, see what happens, and see what shows up. I would have liked the half-stroke jig up the hill a little further, but again, it is what it is right at the moment. So hopefully these low-flying geese will inspire the turkeys to gobble. hens in here. They were here for probably like 45 minutes. Came in, I just did a couple little light calls and stuff. Had the decoys out. They circled in. I think it's part of their normal routine that they've come through this area, found a lot of droppings and stuff, but they wandered in, checked out the decoys, roughed a couple of them up, and then I don't know how well you're able to see it with the blind. I didn't have a great angle to be able to see the camera, but in any case, it was kind of fun to watch them. They were nearly dead silent. They were just tiny little pips. No purring, no clucks, no nothing. I'm hoping the big boys that I saw off in the distance a little ways wind up working their way back here too. They went over this little rise, I called them, which might have been what brought these hens in, but no answer, and I haven't heard or seen them in probably about an hour, so we'll give it a little more time. See what happens. I think it's still pretty early. It's only 8 o'clock, so I'll wait, be patient. I got most of the morning here, so we'll give it a whirl and see if we can get her done on opening day. That would be pretty sweet. So I'm just gonna keep an eye in the fields here, keep scanning on what's going on, and hopefully we'll be able to flip on the camera and see something big come in and take it down. More appearances from the hen sisters. That's about it. It is about 9:30, and I mentioned I haven't hunted in blinds before, and I'm finding that like this may not be my favorite way to hunt, because finding out that I'm super impatient. I know people say patience kills turkeys, but man, sitting in a box, that's rough. Gotta roam. I know that this is period C in Wisconsin. Period D is coming up, and Ricky Pooh might be in this blind next week for his season, so I'm sure he's got his Dave voodoo doll and is sticking pins into it right now, so the toms don't come, so he can get the trash bag. But anyway, we'll see. I might, like I said, I might leave now if I don't see anything in the next couple minutes, and give her another whirl tomorrow. Okay, we are back out. It's Thursday morning. Wednesday morning, just the hens. This morning, I also didn't hear any gobbles yesterday morning. Let's just say that right out. However, this morning, heard a couple gobbles already, 3, 4, kind of where expecting them to come. So hopefully they show up, and we have ourselves turkey dinner tonight. Tom, Big Tom, had about 3 or 4 hens with him. He was actually actively breeding some of them, but again, the corner of the blind was in the way. And as I'm sitting there watching him, obviously, right, that's where it's at. So I'm got my eyes straight on him. I'm watching him. All of a sudden, I hear these purrs on my left, and I catch this movement. Out of the corner of my eye, I see these jakes. And they just like yard sailed everything I got. First, no surprise, right? They're hammering that Jake decoy. But then they flip and switch. They knock over, that was a feeding hen, knocked her over, tried mounting her. And then there's another one, I can't quite make it out real good, but right over there where they did the same to that other decoy, and I really wasn't too worried about it. And their pucks and purrs and stuff, I didn't feel too bad about, because they're essentially doing the calling for me. So they're calling, they're making noise. The hens and Tom kept getting closer. the hens started clucking back to the jakes, and the jakes heard it finally. And what the jakes wound up doing is they wound up going through, and I think you'll see this on the video, they wound up going through the fence line. And what the jakes wound up doing is they wound up going through, and I think you'll see this on the video, they wound up going through the fence line, and they, all three of them, and they were started puffing up with the tom. And as soon as they started doing that, the hens started leaving, and it's like they didn't want any part of the scene. So they just started moving on, and they were starting to move, and the tom was starting to square up. But with three of the jakes, I didn't know how it was going to go down. He might have been just at the edge of that range. I think I hit him, but and I shot him again, but he didn't fold, and not real pleased about that. Yeah. Not what I wanted. Felt like it was playing out the way I wanted. Just didn't work out. Just got to get back on the bus, back on the horse tomorrow, and go somewhere else, try something different. because if I don't, this is going to bug me too much, and I'll probably stop turkey hunting. So I thought it was good, but you know, I didn't have a rangefinder with me to know exactly, but I didn't think he was too far out. I expected him to drop, but I was really concerned about those jakes blowing everything up. But I guess instead I did. So we'll see. What I'm going to do is, I saw where he ran. I'm going to run off, run over there, not literally run, but take the gun with me and see. I couldn't tell if he was just wing tucking or if he was wobbly. To me, it almost looked like he was wobbly. So I'm going to go see if I can find him and kind of go from there. So that's where it's at. It stuff was coming together. It seemed like it was just going to flow right back up here, about as good as it could have got. But when those jakes busted through the brush here and got out with them, that kind of changed things up. Like I said, it was going pretty good. Was expecting a lot of good things to happen right there, but yeah, when they came in and went into the field, it was like, I kind of felt like it was a now or never. Might not have been. I maybe should have let it play out more, but the game changed because the hens and that tom were working up right where I am. They would have eventually seen the decoys and come in. There's a trail that they walk on. I mean, it was set up really well, and then I guess when I was cutting and doing some of those other calls, it brought the jakes in from a different direction. And I went to where he ran, wound up seeing him, and he moved off, so probably all right. Might have hit him a little bit, but he's not. Well, it certainly wasn't fatal. Man, this is the kind of thing that kind of has defined my turkey career. A bunch of near misses, and that one was coming in. Things were looking good. You know, a bunch of things I think I could have done different, but pattern something longer for out here as opposed to being in the brush where I typically am. I don't know. That's about all I can think of, at the moment. Probably just making sure, just trying to be a little more patient after those jakes busted over that other side. Those are probably a couple things. It's easy to sit and think about it now, and I'm sure I'll be thinking about it and mad about it later. Here's Jake Destruction. They were pecking and mounting the heck out of that Jake there. Knocked her over. Knocked her over. I'm sure you'll be hearing all kinds of fighting purrs on the video, and you could see them going to town, so to speak. I just gotta chalk it up to, this is what, my third year turkey hunting and making mistakes, and yeah, I'm old, and yeah, whatever. It's easy for you, to sit and say, oh, should have did this, should have did that. That's part of life. Learning the hard way, I guess, even though I'm not a spring chicken myself or a spring turkey. So, I don't know. Just is what it is. I'll have to have a pattern, some longer stuff. Have another option. So if I am in this situation again, I know what to do better. Really, it's going to come down to, I'll probably start going and running, gunning, and chasing the birds down that way. Letting this place cool off. So Ricky Poo will hopefully have another crack at it over here next week. So I'll probably abandon this and go back on the struggle bus. Well, as my buddy Kurt would say, one more last one. So on the walk back to the car, feeling a little sore, not real thrilled about the situation and what I could have done different, all that stuff I already talked about. Then I thought, for a minute, gotta consider where I am, right? So I'm hunting on Dave's old land. Dave would have had a good laugh at this. he he would have laughed at me and laughed with me. But the other thing is that he would have just said something simple like, "Well, go get another one, go after a different one," right? And it would be bang. It's like that's the way Dave would approach it, and that's the way he would have talked about it. So rather than me getting down on myself and beat myself up, I'm going to take what I'm pretty sure would be Dave's advice and go get another one.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you an update. Dave ended up getting his first turkey a couple days after this hunt. He put on his big boy pants and he faced it like a man because he was having a problem dealing with losing that turkey. But he went back out there and he gave it another try and he ended up getting a turkey. But unfortunately, he didn't roll the camera, but it was his first turkey, so I won't blame him there.
I don't know how these hands length shots work out, but man, that was something. You see him coming, you see him coming, you see him coming, and you're just saying, "All right, buddy, keep coming." I'm making sure I just stayed still, and yeah, it worked out. Would have been nice to have the whole thing on camera, but forgot the camcorder in the truck, and I'm sorry, at home. I got about 2 miles away from home, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot it, and so I didn't use it. Would have been nice to have the whole thing go down, but it is what it is, and I got him to show for it, so super stoked. He's not trash bag. There's only one of those, and I scared the living bejesus out of him the other day. But trash bag lives, I believe, and hopefully Ricky Poo gets him next week when he's gonna head out. So good luck to you, Rick. And hopefully you can take out the trash. But yeah, I'm super stoked. Came in morning, light rain, and it ended with him. Very stoked. Might not be a monster, probably a 2-year-old bird. That don't matter to me at all. So thanks to everybody for man, all the help over the years. There's some of the guys on YouTube that I watched. There's another dude by the name of Matt Dale, and I think kind of that setup stuff that I've seen from him helped a ton. And then I'll back out all the way here, and I gotta thank Dan for giving me the opportunity to not only to come out here and go out to Dave's, have a chance there. After that thing didn't work out on Dave's place, I went back to Dan's that night just before his show, and we patterned in a gun and switched from a modified choke to a full. And I don't know why the modified didn't work. It should have threw the TSS just fine. That's what I seem to remember it patterning in the past, but it might have been a little further out than I wanted it to be. So switched to the full. Pattern was sweet at like 30-35 yards, and yeah, it got the job done today, and that would be my first turkey. So very stoked. These things are frustrating, as anyone knows that hunts them. They can make you feel dumb, and but they can also make you feel great when you finally seal the deal. So thanks again, Dan. Owe you a ton. Mentorship, friendship, all that stuff. So thanks a bunch, everybody.